Torchlight dwumadie ɛwɔ NITS 100.9. The Torchlight dwumadie ɛwɔ NITS 100.9.
The best station in the capital. NITS FM. NITS 100.9. The Torchlight dwumadie ɛwɔ NITS 100.9.
Yes,
yensuo etuatu esi bemabo okunkunim kofa ejinane so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa mana echire no ye ne adeshiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasemu chira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nyakwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi si pen ye ne Neat FM ye mamwa kwaba Yanu me bibrime ye nyako fatu yesuo etuatu esi bemabo okunkunim kofa ejinane so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa mana echire no ye ne adeshiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasemu chira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nyakwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi si pen ye Neat FM ye mamwa kwaba Yanu me bibrime ye nyako fatu yesuo etuatu esi bemabo okunkunim kofa ejinane so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa mana echire no ye ne adeshiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasemu chira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nyakwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi si pen ye ne Neat FM ye mamwa kwaba
Every day, Yanu, every day,
The Torchlight Jumedie ewo Neat 100.9.
Mr. Speaker, in 2012, the UN introduced a plan of action on the safety of journalists. It requires a multi-stakeholder approach involving all the actors of the global and country levels to comprehensively address the 3 Ps: prevention of violence against journalists, protection of journalists who are in danger, and prosecution of perpetrators. Also, the UN SDG 16 requires all countries to demonstrate progress in ensuring public access to information and protecting fundamental freedoms, which include the right to freedom of expression and the safety of journalists. The plan of action aims at creating a free and safe environment for journalists and media workers. Recommendation measures include, among other things, the establishment of a coordinated interagency mechanism to handle issues related to the safety of journalists, as well as assisting countries to develop legislation and mechanisms favorable to freedom of expression and information, and supporting their efforts to implement existing international rules and principles. Mr. Speaker, in line with this, the Ministry of Information of the Republic of Ghana first engaged with stakeholders of the media ecosystem in 2018 to design programs aimed at responding to challenges in the industry.
Mr. Speaker, we will undertake the following actions, initiatives, and interventions under the 7-point agenda. To aggressively mobilize domestic revenue will, among others, 1, increase VAT rate by 2.5% to directly support our roads and digitalization agenda. Fast-track the implementation of the Unified Property Rate Platform Program in 2023, and review the E-Levy Act, and more specifically, reduce the headline rate from 1.5% to 1% of the transaction value, as well as the removal of the daily threshold. 3, to boost local productive capacity, we will, among others, cut the imports of public sector institutions that rely on imports, either for inputs or consumption, by 50%, and would work with the Ghana Audit Service and Internal Audit Agency to ensure compliance. Support the aggressive production of strategic subsidies, including the list disclosed at the President's last address to the nation. Support large-scale agriculture and agribusiness interventions through the Development Bank of Ghana and ADB Bank. Introduce policies for the protection and incubation newly formed domestic industries to allow them to make the goods produced here competitive for local consumption and also for exports. To promote exports, will, among others, expand our productive capacity in the rail sector of the economy and actively encourage the consumption of locally produced rice, poultry, vegetable oil, and fruit juice, ceramic tiles, among others. To pursue efficiency in government expenditures, will, among others, implement the government directives on expenditure measures, integrate procurement approval process with gift lists to ensure that projects approved are aligned with budget allocation, review key government programs to reflect relevance, promote efficiency, and ensure that value for money is achieved in all sectors, including OGM, and review the efficiency of statutory funds. To implement structural and public sector reforms, will, among others, impose a debt limit on non-concessional financing. Undertake major structural reforms in the public sector by reviewing the operations of 36 state-owned enterprises, 8 special purpose vehicles, 90 joint venture companies, 38 regulatory institutions, 68 statutory bodies, and 6 subvented organizations. Enforce compliance with legal and regulatory framework on foreign exchange, initiate measures to overhaul the tax structure in the extractive industry, expand the gold purchase program by the Bank of Ghana to support foreign exchange reserve accumulation, promote an LBMA certified gold refinery in Ghana, and promote local currency stability. To safeguard social protection programs, will, among others, expand social protection programs such as LEAP, school feeding, and NHIS for the vulnerable and socially excluded.
And you may Yamagana for Nina Kwaba at the Banit 100.9. Jumedia, your friend, Torchlight. Torchlight, ye the brow, ye Benadane, Yawadebia. And ne aye Benada. And ne aye the 14th day of a year, the 14th day of November, the year 2023. Yada trader Ponyakopanse. Waboya Hubai. Ebia Point Juma. Ebin Swafe and Wamoko. And Ubikaye. The 24-hour economy. It's a 24 hours in a day. If you can't be ba, as you activate in a year, it's an inano a yen sema edaho. And you may yatanase. Nyanko Ponya Doma, Finance Minister, Eddie a year the 2024 Budget Statement and Economic Policy, or the Bible to Nyanko Ponya Dom, and a Yamepa, or China, Ewa Ghana Mrajibe de Fie. Nensemi or the Bible to Jay. See ye dia soto to forma nia yetete se eye likely se 12 fro ebesanya babiem eye likely sɛ yɛbɛtotototo ɛyɛ yɛ taxes mo ɛnam sɛ yɛkan IMF a yɛkɔɔyɛ no wɔma ka kyerɛ yɛn sɛ yɛn no sɛ yɛtumi bɔ mmɔden na yɛtumi gyina yɛn nan so na yɛtumi gyegyegyegye yɛ sika na ɛno akyi wɔma ɛdede yɛaka no nso yɛtumi ne wɔn ka na saa ka no yɛbɛhu kwan pa a yɛbɛtumi afa so na ɛno na seesei aho akɔ hia sɛ business communities kasa Ghana adwadifoɔ wɔn kasa ɛnam na kasa Food and Beverages Association of Ghana wɔn panyin pa kasa sɛ aban eyiyi taxes bi mfa free hɔ na taxes aban na ɔba beyiyi de free hɔ na sɛ ɛba sɛ aban de beyi taxes free hɔ a esunsuanso bɛ na ebenya ɛwɔ yɛ IMF a yɛde yɛn nsa akɔhyɛ wɔn num yi 600 million first tranche naba sɛ yɛhia sɛ another a year 600 million the second tranche ɛbɛba sɛ second tranche ɛna ɛnyɛ na dwen sɛ ɛbɛbɛ even though set timelines and whether we are within the timelines or not yɛhwɛ animu sɛ na nka ɛbɛba but nso ɛman na sɛ ɛba sɛ aban sign de ɛto ofoforo ɛyɛ ɔkyena the budget statement na aban ɛde ɛto ofoforo ɛsign de ba esunsuanso bɛn ɛna ɛde bɛbrɛ yɛn esunsuanso bɛn ɛna ɛde bɛbrɛ yɛn we ni nyinaa no ɛyɛ nsɛm anwumre yɛba bedi ho nkɔmɔ na yɛhwɛ esi kasɛm totoyɛ na yɛhwɛ ɛyɛ expectations wo a wotie me baabi bi a wo bi a wotie me no expectations sɛ wɔ ɛyɛ nyankopɔn ɛyɛ adomo a budget statement ya ɔkyena finance minister ɛde ba betu dwa na yɛho de awom sɛ yɛ e-levy kura ba yɛ so far sika sɛn ne yɛnya ɛwɔ ɛyɛ e-levy mu e-levy ne sɛ yɛtumi miti yɛ target na yɛntumi yɛ miti yɛ target no aban ne hyɛ bɔ sɛ ɛho akontabuo deɛ ɛyɛ ade a wɔn ɛma ne mpare yɛ da wɔn de bɛbrɛ yɛn ɛno ti akontabuo yi sɛn ɛna ɛkɔfa ɛyɛ e-levy deɛ na wohwɛ no mmom hwɛ no mu sɛ finance minister bɛm yɛ ho e-levy no baabi a ɛkɔ akoduro sɛ wohwɛ ɛyɛ yɛ domestic debt exchange programs ahodoɔ a yɛyɛ wohwɛ ɛyɛ yɛ GDP ɛto ofoforo a ban de bɛba no nea yɛate ne sɛ ɛyɛ finance minister ahwɛ ne mu sɛ at the end of a year 2024 financial year no aban betime raise 11 billion Ghana cedis na yɛde ato ɛyɛ yɛ budget ne mu 11 billion Ghana cedis na sa 11 billion Ghana cedis no ɛyɛ to deɛn ɛna ɛbɛbɛ to ofoforo bi na ɛbɛba deɛ wɔ dada ne yɛba betu mu ana sɛ baabi a yɛwɔ no ɛho behia sɛ yɛde ɛto ofoforo bɛba ana yɛbetimi ate so yɛte so a na IMF ɛhɔ no nso yɛho kɔkyere yɛn yo yɛde ɛto ofoforo nso ba na ɔmamufoɔ no nso yɛ ɔmamufoɔ the business community wɔma bi adwuma ankorakorafoɔ na obi ɛho kyere wɔn ɛba ne saa nso deɛ ana ɛkyɛ sɛ ahokyere no ɛsane abafom yie paa enti sɛ ne yɛhwɛ sɛ ɛto ofoforo ne yɛhwɛ animu ɛnɛ me ne honorable chairman Sabonso edi nkɔmɔ ɛna anɔpɛ yi ɛna bibisa ne sɛ nti yɛhwɛ animu sɛ ɛyade a ɛtoɔ a yɛba betua no foforo no ana sɛ ɛtoɔ foforo bi ebefiri budget ne mu aba na honorable chairman Sabonso ɛka sɛ business community na wɔn ɛka sɛ yɛtete toɔ so yi yɛtete toɔ no so na akɔba sɛ toɔ na yɛtete so no besi den na IMF nso ka sɛ yɛbɛhyɛ ɛyɛ yɛtoɔ no mu anaasɛ yɛbɛhyɛ yɛsikasɛm no mu kena na etimi aboa na other tranches a yɛwɔ no yɛnsa aka no besi den yɛnsa etimi aka eti sɛdeɛ ɔka ne deɛ na kyɛ sɛ no tɔfa bom no ɛbɛ difficult sɛ yɛbɛte sɛ aban na atete ɛtoɔ bi so according to an anɔpɛ yi ɛyɛ honorable chairman Sabonso because bibi sa no so deɛ yɛnhwɛ animu na yɛnhwɛ na mmom aban no kɔtete toɔ no so a na ne yɛyɛ ne deɛn because yɛnsa ɛhyɛ esimesi anum eti na no so yɛbɛ ne deɛn eti ɛnɛ kame ho na yɛnyɛ discussions no na yɛnhwɛ nyankopɔn yɛ adom ɔkyena deɛ ebefiri ɛyɛ finance ministry hɔ ɛde akɔ akɔto ɛyɛ Ghana mmarahyɛ badwafie na yɛho deɛ wom efa eye sika semento to ye ho ete ye behwe di nyina ne anwumre ewo neat 100.9 ena ye maame bi di ni birthday out him say wanyini yie pa na the birthday na odi no as I say wanya be 80 years your friend Rebecca Otiwa ye maame madam Rebecca Otiwa wanya eye ene na woda maame enya 80 years over mile 7 ente ante Rebecca Otiwa agogo asante atoma agogo no free na wudru eye mile 7 a eho ena ye maame ete ene odi na woda so mama Rebecca Otiwa yama happy birthday to nyankopon shiraw onka ho omo ho ban na bibia intime enkoso so happy birthday to Auntie Rebecca Otiwa high neat 100.9 yamo bibia kwa aba edeba eye dwumadie so ebono nkron epemu a na de dwumadie na ba na wie na me no ka sen ade soprano a director of communication said the CPP Convention People's Party watena se wa ha soprano me akwa aba
yeah amini abema
na won te say anwumre
enye
kra
say me buy no the whole day na me hu daily graphic
na de
it me buy me hu daily graphic am yam shi ahye me
e de na o
hey honorable Ken Ofriata na de ni mu yi mama no mu nyina ato because our gentleman so
on the order ni mu a why de
ana so no na ye no ntini ye brei so ho enti ochina say oba ba ye o say oba be read this and Frankenstein budget na o de ba no ntimi mfia nkwasi ba biada panyin we enyo mo na no we have the men na ye ko hwe mu say na bon no mabon a o mo ntimi manage economy o na so mabon
be bia wa chance efre
be matio so mo mon ya they are in power, they have the men, let them solve the problem. What is stopping them? Dio mu penyina ye dia mo hwe de odi ayen ntimi ba ha no ma che me banyina mani match me dware a me ba me be hwa graphica honorable Ken Ofriata hwe na wo da amama no mu nyina ato in fact ma jare wa ha me pa that the Ghanaian Times by crank e bi ankeye we die eni
na also 2024 budget ebe boost the growth and your positive news.
Do you believe him? Do you take the honorable finance minister seriously? Say honorable finance minister Kajro say obey me fix the situation now. Honestly, my Jerry, between you and me and the people of Ghana, do you actually believe honorable Ken Ofriata? He is all sound and fury signifying nothing. Henya bi no obo. So me kai say oba o se dey asumdue budget o se dey o tu ni din first one bi no dey buy no. The oba be read o china no Frankenstein budget.
Ano na dey.
Frankenstein no. Say u check ya Frankenstein and say wakofifa Frankenstein no a scientist. So on to okofa mochire okofa obi nsa and ofa obi nan and ofa obi ti and okeka bo mu no de electricity firm na nipa no so original ho but no onyi ni papa. It's budget na Ken Ofriata honorable also be reading. Thank you. Just say it is not going to be a real budget. Oba kofa IMF for loan na waji wa ha no any 60 billion no munya accounts na yenim baby where exactly no afa kakra wa ha no aba be Frankenstein budget which will help nobody. So your mo ye ni nyina ne so mpese o mo hwe no mo dwiri sika gu baby na ye se ye betimi ama IT specialist no aba be president.
Okay, high need 100.9. Harrison Abba, or your member of OT regional communication team, the NDC. Harry, I say,
Magdari, you.
If you are here,
Magdari. So far as Nyamia Duma, ye dahunka.
Now we didn't boni you. I know Papa Jerry, and yeah, I know what I'm for. Yeah,
yeah. Mark na Derry no kosa I come here. Fetch me. When the Nyamia Duma ye dahunka first 11 no ye. Ye beda Nyamia se. So far as emoja na yemu ye home. At least we thank God for that.
Okay.
I can't hear kufa do ni ba omi abe.
And then
aka. No ho brand ye brand Magdari na me bra penny no can say me no bi sesia. And then we need to also remember, see, we are dealing with people who are very dishonest. We are dealing with people who are only competent in lying. Those are the people we are dealing with.
How?
You will remember vividly. Even I was here that time. Luckily enough, you remember, see, some 80 members from the majority side, they received red flags. I can't say. I was your man pinning as a finance minister. Marjorie, I hope you remembered. I was here that night. We had a discussion here. That night, and day no more here in the night, and I was here. And then on my pinning the batch, you know, I hope they say someone went to see the majority people with some sort of money, and they yanting once a month, and then they are able to say, young Missam will be with this kind of corner. They didn't know that be.
And then there's special prosecutors or young one.
But the only thing, they'll say, and the baby, let's keep that one in the wood. But what I saw, they say the party leadership, these 80 people, with the president promising them, say, promising them, say,
Ghana for
just after the IMF deal, say either say I'll go through and go through. Nunu ya keno for ya tane be free position ya po before fura o betimi adwuma no de ahye ho. Magere mpacho besi me bisa wo. IMF deal we and still
as IMF deal no be an in we pay you because oh
no, we should just accept that the president has been dishonest. That's all. He didn't tell us the truth. What that I don't know. Because members of parliament from your own party raise red flags. But Marjorie, sorry, we didn't hear me. Yawa is something, you know. 80 members here raise red flags now. Yeah, on the other side. Yeah, you say, oh, someone raise the one way.
Now, someone can say, Quanya one more person or more fast with you. And yes, I'm finding a minority for the person.
Yeah, in Cantia, the Alpha, the education for that time, and I said, then I. And I need a sense to share for the no. We were rather using the legal means. Means are guaranteed by law. Anybody use they were not using legal means. Young women using correct means. No? They now ran to the other side and stood on the defense. So the hypocrisy in the system, it is too much. And this say, yaba, using legal means, ayi papa na free ho. Now they say what's a Dani on the defense. What do you mean by that? Now for the wabe jina say, the way I no, and yes and now what you are doing have different. What is the meaning of what we are doing and what is different from what you are doing? How is it different? And then you put me, Marjorie, you perceive you free need FM. The same confire be ramu nchen nani. Na esi ebi no me ramu no mpamo. Na esi o da bi mo nyai. Na emfa mbra kwan so ye ntoro letter management. Ni emfa petition go to management say when nti na feel say majority political show so ni.
For the purposes of discussions, you know. Statement where your statement dated 26 October 2022. Statement by the majority caucus in Parliament. Following the press conference held on Tuesday, 25 October 2022, by some members of the majority caucus in Parliament demanding the removal of the Minister of Finance, Mr. Kenofurata, and the Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Charles Edubuahin, from office. The president engaged members of the caucus and requested that the issue be stood down until the conclusion of the round of negotiations with the International Monetary Fund and the presentation of the budget statement and economic policy in November 2022 and the subsequent passage of the appropriation bill, after which time the demand shall be acted upon. All deliberations among the majority caucus today, Wednesday, 26 October, it was agreed to accede to the president's appeal. So it was signed by Honorable State Chairman Sabunsu, Majority Leader, Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. So this was the letter from the Oboboswe.
Yeah, that is exactly what we have read. And then we also heard the promise by the president, say maybe just after the IMF negotiation. Obey enough free one nipa for but till now we have not heard anything. But let's leave that to
okay. Men can't you for say Nana K and as so be representing NPP. Now just few minutes to the program and Nana K. Our friend me say baby asanka na kakra nti ye hwe ni mu say obetimi aba bedura nti there be on to rem be ba on to rem
na case what is am wa see oma
oh there be anya no kre eti na ki or represent MPP ye hwe ni mu along the line obetimi aba be kan ye ho just about 15 minutes to the program and now offer ye say bibi asanka no e kakra okay mama chance em free also ye CPP Director of Communications.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say dia enoma ekono. Ekwa akoye say and yeah etofo fro bi besen about. Because yatese finance minister peso already 11 billion Ghana cedis. At the end of the year 2024 financial year. Business community adwadifo ne ade nyina ekasa say beye nana ka eto bi wo ha yeyidi afiri ho. Ebi etese COVID eto a ewo ho ene eto bi a omuzu sa ban ni yimfiri obase se so IMF a yakoi ti yesi yekoyi to bi afiri ho a IMF nso hweyen se yenso ye betoto yesi kasem ni yie na yetim ye boost ye IGF dedi adanse yesi sika na ye age no ye age na ebetumetua so efa hi ni ye gina sese ede na ye hwe ni mo ochina ya finance minister de beba.
Yeah. Majeri, me da say one me opportunity. And I mefa akwanya so achi Ghana fo nyina, especially members of the Glorious Convention People's Party. Yeah, chairman Nana Hima Sapon Kumankuma, chairman and leader. Any national officials, and a youth now mujina and chair. I almost mejo any CPP ana omo nkoso enkodi MPP ni NDC achi. No omo nkotonsuom. So eti yeda wase so am a chance see emra me ndi Ghana ho nkomo. So na majority it said them kan no. So there is nobody in Ghana today that has faith in Ken Ofori-Atta and say Ken Ofori-Atta beat me turning this economy around. I mean, he's been doing this for 7 years. And every year since Ken Ofori-Atta Minister of Finance no, your situation no are worse. So every year it just keeps getting worse. In fact, say me check it says since Nana Akufo-Addo buy 2017 me no any mabushia for as an example no. Ye ho nto ye nda. Nana Akufo-Addo buy ya no so ba be good banks no. Eti ye sika kakra na me say me sika that bank last time me budget but me say me say aka 3 cedis 47 pesos. Say me pa me de me sika ekoto bank amana Ken Ofori-Atta na Akufo-Addo abefa. So I say I'll never do that. Now, Ken Ofori-Atta no and His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, they did not tell us how much money they lost in all of these their financial shenanigans. So Ken Ofori-Atta, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, there's no way he can turn things around. Always still in our time. So nanka President Akufo-Addo obi anka what Ghana for suwa. Enka penny Ken Ofori-Atta honorable and Kwamane Kotna London dada because Hokran or Parko. So bourgeoisie for Nanko Kotna London dada. Ama say si papa tonight to her or buy obegu banks, ye sika kakre that bank, a yira ye, ye no be obeke bi amayen. Any at one ye see nyahwe nyame oho. Afei na oba bio ayi was DPP. Say no mo buy no mo be good country no economy ni nyina. Afei oluman for me old man ni pension sika kakre da ho. Say see oluman pension ni nyina asa. Mpapa so we di be 92 ono onya nwi. So na ebi anke aka se nche obeko oluman ni papa di 103. Nti papa obetimi adu 110 easy. And I Ken Ofori-Atta ma destroy just pensioners and omu future kakra e wono. So when you put Ken Ofori-Atta on the front page of our national daily graphic, in fact, what the hypertension kakra kapana eba Ghana for hon because Ken Majeri ayana yeti honum no empire ye bonisi erebe fi Ken Ofori-Atta. So nanki ere fi no. Na afa ye dane ye ni a ona bia ye ni mu kutui. So there is no way Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta can salvage this economy. He has run out of ideas. Now, what can IMF for him? Obekaya, Tama Ken Ofori-Atta ebeye Minister of Finance no. Tama Obaya no Majeri. Na President President John Mahama are sacrificing the presidency no. So trying to fix the economic situation in Ghana. I'm call IMF I compare saying about $900 and something million. Edi da a chrono I'm solve situation no to the extent say Ken Ofori-Atta be a Minister of Finance no. Okoye a party say economy na ye ekoji lobster ne shrimps any fish are sort to to party or finance minister so bia ye adwuma na ye and we obedi ho it's near him say omo ban we have the men we have them near him say Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta na de so ko school or Yale University o America Yale University tie him say omo de say no omo bon ene na ekumi no say no omo bon omo betina ho
but say oka say omo bon what are you trying to imply?
What I'm implying is that they don't know how to solve the situation.
Turbulence na
turbulence 8 years turbulence na 8 years turbulence to the extent say Honorable Vice President His Excellency Vice President etiminya over $7 million ede chicha nkrofo last weekend and then after the turbulence no sa turbulence ni ke bitumi anka pepa majare ne say ka mitimicha $1 million minya $7 million Honorable His Excellency Vice President Bawumia Tama obepe president ye hu no Kalipo ena no wonom Kalipo me kai pa na His Excellency President Akufo-Addo ene Honorable Osafo Maafo ete Pajero dada bi mu ye campaign that time na air condition kro mu ntimi nso na Akufo-Addo traffic mu ntumago a omoto aye de pepe ne mu bi wodi atwi na mu kakra wanom Kalipo kakra se sia no Honorable His Excellency Vice President etiminya 7 million cedis edi bechiche it is all catch me say me reading news story no ye dey discussion no Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta say obeyden dey no chiro ye was obeyden obabeye boost to growth of Ghana's economy say agric sector na say agric minister no was an incompetent gentleman went to me Anfi Anko baby and how do you think that the agric minister was competent with the planting for food and jobs? So I say nobody is planning for food and jobs in komu ye ni ya nka still afempo na wo senkie yes ahon kwan but na kwa hwesa me ye farmer fertilizer kra bi ni krom ha sei so I tell kan omo see Ukraine for me ye den so I tell we need ideas now the incompetencies no hihia nkrofo so when they talk about fixing the agric sector you and I should know that they have lost touch with the Ghanaian people and they've run out of ideas. What I say we gave them all kinds of money. Agric sector planting for food and jobs ni sika call no adults so ni sika call free SHS no what I say na hwede akwa so an example of sheer incompetence and bombson eti an kwa ho no maje ubusam say me so ma bon a enu ni esi ma billions of dollars safa ye kodua broni nkate ne wantimi anu a na nya bon no wa bon a na minim adekro afa omo se Kwame Nkrumah museum no revenue ha MPP for sa na motie say Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park sika ya jeje wo ho na mo de ba be solve Ghana problem na Kwame Nkrumah Park sika say na mo de free oba in any case intimani nwa de MPP for enya mo na mutu Kwame Nkrumah ye na yaka de so ho mo ban party no so JB Dankwa mo kogina BAM library ewo University of Ghana Kwame Nkrumah books mo charge can you imagine say some mentia say intellectuals 8 years Majeri can you imagine say wakọ na Akufo-Addo office na wakọ hu na Akufo-Addo se de ositie yi ne letters ne ade a watchro yi na nti unsa kan na Akufo-Addo letters me say se wo de na Akufo-Addo office se bia ne ewra ho ne yesi office ne soprano sankrata ne nyina akwa ma ye ya no because na Akufo-Addo no despite say adwuma no won hu so no there's no denying the fact say accomplished man at least in private life and highly exposed and experienced it depends on so ko piepie ne ntro so a also the 2 year valuable MPP for Kwame Nkrumah papers and letters na no mutwa agya to mu na afa mo abegina ho kan kire yen Ghana for se yen baabi a ya deda no wo a yakosie no mo kwagigi ho sika na mo de aba ye Ghana ye se mo atro say the revenue from Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park no and the tourism church no na mo de ba fix Ghana so ho church mo ka se yen nkura na mo de sa tricks way da yen MPP for there so judgment day any e be gina ho no mark especially Dr. Bawumia said e be sia kasa tia no judgment day but before that e be sia no ballot box so and then I said almost saying business regulation improve business regulation to create conducive environment for private sector growth private sector will grow maybe private sector will grow maybe kwa abosi o kan ko private sector no obi antimi mbie ni store ekroma no obi antimi mbie ni store o ebia wo munim wo mtete land cruiser mu a wo ntɔ petrol ebia wo munim me no majority dey make akosinie the only way we can get money to gradually handle the rest of the Kufuor tenure no the only way ebenya sika e dey cover next year no any say special prosecutor any IGP ebe come minister for ni fi akɔhwɛ omo pass and omo politank mu ahɔ ne sika no wo I'm telling you omo nyai so omo be dada yen no
are you sure say because you kohu obi sika won pass ya eno no say embedded say your man sika
Majeri
it dey na we say sika be say
wo no obi ana wo nom calipo na ye ba na wo millions of dollars e hwe won pass ya na wo ye tua ka 20 or 30,000 cedis a month. I mean, you have to explain this. This is what is happening. So, says he can't see a minister for them pass. I'm going to search. Major pa. And so, honorable say, Chimensa, Buchakan.
Yeah, Kasan.
If you were a North Legon, or if he has the guts, upon me, Premier go ahead and pass it, and Apolli tankinum. And then, but Mate Crampo said, see a minister for Nibu, baby, I'm Mokramine Dano, which were Mokukran, Kramakes, Buabuno, South Africa for Kramana is in Ipano. Baby omo danupa kututu from ho so omo di sika na siesie ho eti say no mo be gina ho ka omo ba be tax foforo so to improve business business regulation. Are these not the people who said that the private sector is the engine of growth and I will trickle down economics and I will went to Yale University and I rich contemporary ka French na ade nyina be gina afei omo ka che say afei no ba build the economy ni sha omo pass e sha omo politank mu so omo kraman baby akraman da no omo de asisie omo tutu form no omo de asie honom please the honorable minister of finance no say want me and can be at the bechichire we and consumer the deputy no manimra because Ghana for don't want to hear his voice. We are completely and comprehensively fed up with honorable Ken Ofori-Atta and his multiple failures. So I say Obaba here minister of finance no every year is worse. And don't take my word for it. So I say if you want to say the American so person GDR, listen to Vice President Bawumia. Or say the fundamentals, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Exchange rate now expose you, no. Say $12, $12 cities. So 12 cities, on by 4.2. Almost 1 TB that. We have the men. Say no my bon. And I'm better than home, creative big situation. I'm afraid there. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, and I'm also with the Bible fix the economy. No.
But said tourism.
And I'm just saying, I said tourism, no. I'm specifically Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. And majority person I call Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. I mean, without due respect, si ka duty. I will have an so. Sa 10 cities near Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park no. And I'm the best of. And then actually one more dada yen. One more dada finance minister dada yen. Nobody has faith and trust in the finance minister. He's unable to deliver. And then he's occupying the position by force. Nepotistically, in my opinion. What you say? Just always check the cost to a cronum crash. Just my Jeremy who dia minyamo. Eti yanenam ena stress na wo krom ha no ya yanka kranka na ya manage ena manum lemon tea se me ba be program me ba ya daily graphic da ha sei no honorable Ken Ofori-Atta anim na biam wa chichi awurade nyankopon me happy tension nyina asan sorry these people cannot save this economy so enti me no dia me person make say
so pass yamfa new taxes na they say basically na IMF nso you bet me meet certain conditions I be demanded yet the second tranche of sika ye kwa kodie from
awurade nyankopon asemo aka mera ho pa Ghana pa na nam ye la sula la pa na ekufu ado ni nim senko ye solution aye la sula la che se hwe majeri
yes
say omokwaje 60 billion Bank of Ghana without permission from parliament sa asem no critical also Ghana for pay attention. The main part says can in baby wo. Opa, so only honorable say Chimensa Bonsu kasa next time Busane say, okay, on train baby as can wo. Ontimi nchira wo. because sika ni chicha wo mo pass ni wo mo polytank mu e na wo mo krama kakraka na wa yesi ni pan be bia wo da no
that's assumptions na
that be me can't trust some more intelligence oh I read the game na make can't okay sika ni wo mo pass ya we hen fa 60 billion e we hen
and your meziga ya van ya
then na me just wo mo chain na say minister of finance no the budget ba what dey the budget ni sika ni na ye so ati say including the omudi kodware wa aeroplane mu nyina ni nyina wo mo kyerɛkyerɛ see kodware wa aeroplane mu ya ni concubines fo ni ade ni nyina wo mo kyerɛkyerɛ 60 billion no they cannot show us where it is because it is under their bed me count na say can show mom pass so and yet Ghana hanum and boys and girls yenya adwuma nye still boys and girls nam ho e de da basa so here did that kiosk mu yenya baby kura nkoti afi na akufo adu fie or toilet ho no be 6 as a 5 so ati ase ba yenya baby kura mpo nkoti afi so and just one more yesika no mo de to talk to petrol air conditioner mo ba Dr. Bawumia no what check $7 million. Dr. Bawumia Jerry, let's be honest with ourselves. Where did the vice president get the $7 million from? On kind of crunch there and keke. That's on kind of crunch there yeah. Yes, EPP for your bar, we will put him under forensic scrutiny. Yeah man won turn it that. $7 million vice president wo bana kalipo na wonom. Edi adwuma na wo ye ya wanya
say be aboa for betimi aboa.
And you can say onipa na oboa ye no.
Okay.
Because we be boa $7 million or so otuatu ahon taxes. In any case, me can't match on my Jerry. There is such a thing as a gift tax. The vice president will be actually $7 million. We challenge the vice president to show us the proof of paying tax on $7 million. Because as case women and kebit me out of 20% and even 10%. That is $700,000. Oh, the vice president, if he got that $7 million by way of gift, then he should pay taxes. He should pay his taxes. So it is a chance you to a man who yenya baby na ye man to me go school. Boys sent to me ware guess. Say si ano yeti hanum na fe no 60 billion na se sika na yira won from him. See this so it is a for them. So I say minimum PP for no. Minimum PP for no. E dey oba no kram referee no se wan na ebe.
Nana ke
mo any adade mo say minimum me no mo nanam. So 60 billion no mo na edi se sika no. So say nyom na edi se sika na any Land Cruiser akese na air conditioner petrol o mo ntono mo kan kire baby a se sika ni free ba. So ati enti na Akufo Addo administration di adia wo mo di ayen pa say si ano vice president Bawumia so person obey president e wo krom ha Republic of Ghana ye jade ye nyina koye campaign tia no because ye pese ehu na Akufo Addo achi so vice president Bawumia no so timi be president a obekata so family and friends no obekata omo so na concubines no mpodi ye ye nto omo wansem bia bio so including especially young Ghana for the entire OSEI change government no is because we need to see the performance of those statutory intruders. Oh, Nana Akufo Addo the statutory intruders who have invaded the corridors of power nepotistically. So Sankrofo no money position bia na omo na maban mu a omo tia minister for na ya to omo so aba no. So Sankrofo no nyina we want say ye be check wo omo. So it's my Jerry. So what check it say omo be gina house omo be budget a eye hanya. So agro we some move we say no we've seen it before.
It's a budget into me for BPM.
Charlie, ebia mi check ebia omo be allocation na MPP for ministers ni omo petrol bebre. Say the be omo be say the omo kwa akoye inspection of omo ministries any MMDAs no not just omo dey campaign ama Dr. Bawumia na bibisa. But Ghana for ye who sa tricks we bi nyina happen. Hwe ya die agina honum say Dr. Bawumia no ye ne ba be face so what I say we are determined to overthrow
CPP move farm policy biyama.
Oh, your policies one kind your manifesto last time.
Oh, that's not the last elections. And
next one next election the best review kakra because you see last time I make catch
because if somebody is asking say CPP DM policy and I say policy guideline ben a more cardiac to Ghana for 3 months.
Oh, and myriad. For instance, there's free SHS program now and Akufo Addo that was one of our flagship agenda. So into the idea will make it even better. Yeah, and you be making sure say encrane nya aduane di wo school. So and that guarantee is because likely say you be restart state farms no bi. So what I say because time CPP all power first republic no. Now you started free SHS Emma John Mahama money alaji ba umia munya free bonto school ko no mo aduane abu no mo anya problems no mo create amaye ma no so that is one area you feel say you bet me aye adwuma pa now tema oil refinery no we are going to make sure say yani see we make sure that it is working well so now anya better management enkoye nepotistical abusuafo concubines management no mo dey manage tema oil refinery so ade ne best system so I've discussed free SHS, I've talked about state farms, I've talked about oil refinery, energy sector. No, say you basically handle no. So you bet me you better build a capacity. So now there are a lot of Ghanaians. I mean, say a lot of my classmates are actually working in the Middle East in the oil sector because from over Chrome ha na family and friends, ni concubines no. Aji bibia ta o many
concubines money.
Oh, we concubines for no. And Dr. Frimpong Boateng, Professor Frimpong Boateng, so and what can I say? The Akufo-Addo administration is being run by family, friends, and concubines. Concubines of what? Concubines. What the Bible of my concubines? But what the Bible my concubines? Concubines of one. Omuna see a day. You say 9 people for us. One more warehouse. No more warehouse idea be. Nanke brilliant pa.
Yeah. But every constituency we are not
one constituency, one warehouse. Unsa won tin can be. Me hwe hwe mu see dey share concubines for once. Omuntimi nya adwuma no. But concubine dey or concubine. Don't ojina ne baby na akofa anu no or concubine. So nti aye albatross send MPP for kom. So nti that is another area so we'll take a close look. Now, one key area CPP for the next administration here person tackling seriously. Be creating a lot of jobs for the youth, no. Gaming. They can't gaming and betting, no. Games never phones, so now, ball, it's $1 billion industry. So I'm telling you, don't underestimate. So, what's our game in phones? Take note, say, every 3 months or so, you spend about $2 to buy it. So, but I know who to talk it. Renew and I say, it's our area, no. Youth no bet me alcohol because IT oriented. Yeah, imagine how my who say yeah, drone. Now who the drone or say the okay. No, we are creating good paying jobs that are internationally competitive for our youth. So it is our IT area. No, you're very interested. Another area CPP, you're very interested. You're University of Science and Technology and Academic City University, North Legon, especially. You know, more focus on our area. No, drone aviation. Drone aviation, okay? I do say I've been saying it since 2014. My Jerry, drone now, Ghana says journalists photo no. So go and look at how it is being used and how valuable it is in Russia, Ukraine. Any idea this one? I find technology neighbor. Instead, say idea who be now you starting manufacture drones nibino. Vice President Baumia drone. Millions of dollars is what they teach moja. We should manufacture the drones here. In fact, I predict to the people of this country, say, if you vote for the CPP, in about 20 years, we'll make sure, say, there will be drones that fly people from point A to point B by way of commute in this country. So, banana kufuad muja wa mwa. Bose bibiano. No mako na brofu. Oh, Mr. Hello, Mr. Blinken, Secretary of State. You know, I wanted to report to you that Burkina Faso is talking to a Wagner group. Who cares? Now I said, President, you won't yet you chromium can be paid and yammy a baby humano. And walk report to Burkina Faso, America for. I mean, what is this? A DNA. So, Antisani on my way, we'll put an end to it. So I was talking about drone aviation. So I say a big creative jobs. Now, because drone aviation is a new technology, when we get involved, we could go in any direction. So, and take the rest of the world with us. Okay, and only another area. Now, artificial intelligence. And also another area, your youth, on bet me a shiny or honor. Because you see, when you have important IT skills, it doesn't matter where you are living. So, you will be found out. So, I quite to say cocaine. I'm sure maybe a cocaine will be a cocaine for you here. So, what serious artificial intelligence resources, human resource capacity are. Baby, I will be an inconformable nonsense where the Prime Minister of India, Modi, went to America. So, and Vice President, Vietnam, President Biden, Vietnam, Nansiano, or territory India for when you be was serious capacity in IT. So at India for so months yen. So at here. It's the omo yen ye betimi aye. And that is another area. Convention People's Party. Ye ba ye be hwe near their solve situation no. And finally said be amini anu so no. Another area. Excuse me, another area ye very important to Convention People's Party. You feel say betimi di adani economy no dynamically no. Say enka last time I can housing Ghana baby a Ghana for better. So Nana Akufo-Addo mobile no Vice President Bawumia start here also here rent
rental scheme
na what that you see
say about betodwa nipa do a one more a benefit sika aban no as
the person na benefit
as we speak
100,000 and I cry MPP food soldiers food soldiers
so we need evidence say MPP food soldiers
never ya grow man yet here na see dem wo mo so ahoma Jerry see the vice president is bankrupt of ideas so I know I know who say or say the men we the money is there I'm a finance guru ni nyina na ye henya CPP for your solution for housing challenge simple Majeri Maka you feel say I was said the government of Ghana establish a bank housing bank capitalized with 3 billion cedis 3 billion cedis na say sika no afei no I was here de Ghana for omo efie no muntimi nsi nwie omo tete uncompleted mu so Majeri the year can say wo uncompleted wo Ghana ha say now ko apply loan e Ghana housing bank na America na ye ma loan e di wie ofia on condition say efie no wie a e bia rooms na ewom ne ye 4 o di 2 e be ma han ana bibisa enti what we are proposing to solve the housing crisis and say let the government establish a Ghana housing bank with capitalized with 3 billion cedis then fama wo mo fie ye uncompleted na wo mo nsi fie ni wie on condition say uwia edan no udi emu bi ebe ma han
and on a SARS scheme no a nipa 1105 and a benefited with an amount of 13,785,591
hold on can amount ni bi o mame
13,785,591
okay enti we divided by 1,000 na say onipa ba ku bia obe rent here no ye man 13,785 that is what vice president on average ye man 13,000 that's 130 million eti eden na mo ko han ye no 130 million enipa 1,000 vice president ni begina ho ka sa ye obeji TV boss so ye rent scheme enipa 10,000 wabo omo and when I tell you that the vice president is bankrupt of any serious ideas wusu wunyimi ni enipa 1,000 I didn't go 2 years 1,000 solution na CPP for your day ba no say ye bo wo uncompleted wo kroma ye bo mo busia no mo nsifie ni nwie na afie no mo nchemu emfa bi mahan that situation ye ya across the country from Gambaga to Accra from Yosu to Keta edan bebu apart from say edan bebu no Majeri wo mo sisi dan no immediately be create so many jobs for construction industry no across the country at once en kwankwa eti say bia ye no na Akufo-Addo chebi nkwa
but on say national rental scheme no finance minister announced it last year budget and we launch it January it from January and October nipa benefit no
Ewurade Yakob Majeri into rent we pa Ghana for 30 million so from January to this say 1 year nipa 1,000 nyan we had 30 million and at this rate maybe I'm say bed 3324 the year 3324 na say ye nyina be solution me ya me calculation but that time vice president Bawumia no wen eti we mu nyina ye hanya ye di dada awisia ye di dada awisia na dada na Majeri dada na bedru so because me calculation kakra me ye ni say no if we are to take vice president Bawumia seriously and at the year 3424 and MC bedru me no so can you take him seriously eti vice president Bawumia dey say who ye youth na se wu tie me na wa mfa ne ho adwene se wo kwa akoto aba am ye yi na firi ho na one na Akufo-Addo akotena land na so ho ene na chese ne ebobo pa ebe gina ho ka kire say was spending 13 million for 1,000 people which means everybody is getting 13,000 okay I find one more here omo kan say because you move on my titi kiosk mu ni ade so who dem person tron ya man 30 million mama Jerry 130 million old Ghana woni kiosk e betimi asie ene tiafie betimi asie aka ho Agurade Nyankopon say na yato ye hu agubom sususam ye kwato abama na akufu ado ne enim so obe Ghana ye sesi akofa vice president Bawumia so o ma metwa adwuma we so
enye na nado na kofa no FPP for na to abade ma
na say na nado want na nado kan o say I've done my best and I'm saying nana o best no why no because ye da form team na say I've done my best it will pursue the share vice president Bawumia answer and I make can say na vice president Bawumia ni papa na nado mpo na wo huri a wo ye yi now no vice president Bawumia please my fellow Ghanaians let us not set ourselves on a road to perdition so you can say road to perdition e kwan ya di ko wo mu so na person tro no see deep vice president Bawumia ti ya be nwe yes what me catch say was starting a rent scheme see how they boa Ghana for now we 13 billion old Ghana cedis what there many power 1000 so why rent solution in a population of 30 million majority ni youth my we school mu ni adwuma boys manu si an examiner boys e person omo ware girls omo nya sika ware girls wona anwumre the minimum area be me bia metia no say yan we titi bush kakra ni ade ubekwa na boys ni girls modo ba ase ene omu akasa scorpion ene ebe kika yenua mani yenua meme so did that abonten say see ya ba be di Christmas abogafo oba boys is super because adwuma ni krom ha girls nsu ni adwuma etitesi an ekrom girls bogafo oba yi na be den waware o girl majeri nti wo ye youth na se wutie mi a under president Akufo-Addo and his sidekick vice president Bawumia no ambeje na say that's the reality yen nyina nim sa because adwuma ni krom ha na wo girl na di wati sa be 2 years still edan kra wuntimi han bi wati ase bodo ba ase na magina tuntum we girls na ho ne ade under this dispensation and as man make an answer the yesterday but a key element because nka anybody who siso a so ho na nka wo sweetheart no na mo atimi aware na ase mo bobra but ubebe wie school no wadi 23 o ma twempna sam o made 35 years enti afege no boga ne beko because you don't have a future because your country is not helping you because your president is not helping you and now he wants his vice president to come and continue the hardship. How? Why?
Okay, madam Sim. Director of Communications at the Convention People's Party, Nidin at the Sylvester Sapon Soprano. Said that Midi Kankano, Ayanana K, representing MPP. Or no, 15 minutes to the program. And now our friend said, Bibi Asankade Kakrabat, or she will be to me about. Answer na meko Harry Abba. Okay. Comments on the Facebook live. Oko Facebook you need 100.9 FM, need 100.9 FM. I say Domiko Abena constituency NDC dum so beba power biem pa de. Ene akuya don come no more NDC dum so. Also regards to Honorable Kofinya go at where ye comments are on my play too. Felix Gayomi. Also good evening, Brahma. Hey, this man is very good, pal. Mr. Man, you do well. God bless you. We love you. Felix Gayomi on the Facebook Live. Teacher Constitution say, please let us all rise up against the NDC because they are one of the biggest problems facing Ghana aside finance. It will be even better to vote for Mame Ekuyadonko than voting for NDC. Vincent Mreku also you are doing so well, senior man. Sir Sanja Ninja also Kojo Harrison about watching you from Uti Regional Capital, Dambai. Okay. Mama Zolali Mama Dogbe also Jerry the workaholic. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Harrison Abba.
Mark.
Yeah, you more budget finance minister Edebeba. And a campaign you monso no, it was economy be him pa 24-hour economy. Obi so say industrialization with a year the fourth industrial revolution, the agri sector and industrialization. And only free a year oral go do to Martin ho. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia enso aka say eye enter into the blue economy. Obesha say the digitization or digitalization ebe rem na mebunu titiru etimanye adwuma ye. Aba
Mark ma minjina kwenya yuso na me bae manchia woni atiefo mutie nyina ne omo hwe fa Facebook me den chia sronko emo bibia. Mark ma menchia the people of Oti region. Krachi East constituency concern youth of NDC omo Krachi East constituency. Omo chairman chairman Yehowa ne ma bank se chairman wote men ka me chia me nimi se wo hwemi anwumbre yi sanso no ma chia gama na o choro ye sisi ase ohwemi from Oti regional capital no se Sanja Ninja we sports journalist wo ayi Oti radio me den chia sonko ema no Mark na mo ka tax ho asem kakra ma meso menka bibi kakra mfa ho na memfa mra ma asem so nsem na wabisa me no Mark, I don't know whether you cannot we cannot recollect or remember say people who spoke much against taxes is this current government. People who preach so much against paying of taxes are people in government. Some time back, history has it in records that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo even did the biggest demonstration in Ghana's history, which was named Kumimpreku because of tax. But I hope we can all remember. Even if say some of us at that time, because we are young, maybe may not recollect issues like that, but it is in records. See, he organized the biggest ever demonstration in the history of this country just against tax. Not only that, before I ever talk about more opposition, Mususi Ghana for to about my Ghana for to about Monso Yan share so me share so yes share say some of in social way sweet. Magari, there is something they spoke great against, which was also taxes. They even end up saying, we will not engage in taxation. Now, taxation is a lazy man's approach of governance. Magari, didn't we hear that? They said taxing, number one, and borrowing is a lazy man's approach. Till an extent, the current communication minister, Honorable Etla Osu, I can say this things in the head boom mind there, and on the past 17 years of crabby to me, Kitagana, man, ye. Was young can about 70 years better me Kitagana, but today what are we seeing? They even gave a great promise, a promise that fell on the heart of people, a promise that even new trust chanted for. Say, it seems the solution is here. That they will move from taxation to production. And people say, Ghana, this is the solution. This is our problem because production, productivity is low. And a tax on when one got moving from taxation to production, and that was why you saw that massive vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Because that the West was so sweet, Magari. The West were so good to listen to. They were so good to hear. They were so good to vote for. You will not even think twice before you vote for that particular way because the West was so sweet. But Nina Magdalene, Nina ya dada kwa. Nina ya dada Ghana for. John Mahama won them, but they never listened. He said, "You have never been close to the seat of government. Therefore, you don't sit and call us names or you call me names because you have never been there." You see, I try for us every world. They know who him. Today, where are we today, Bagderi? And then taxes. So, Mrs. China can overrate Tanya Kukudro. esa bobo taxes so a ebe seriously, because in then the overburden taxes on the ordinary Ghanaian. The overburden taxes, and the people have turned to beggars. It is in records. Our World Bank, they are to jar. See, over 850,000 people have been relegated to poverty because of the reckless, because of mismanagement, reckless spending on this side of this government. Because of that, 850,000 people have been relegated to poverty. Margaret, Sabi, nobody is speaking against taxes. Or we are not saying, say, and what's your tax? And our taxing or paying tax is not a good thing. But what we are saying is, it was who was it a tuana would piano a yard de pa. A tuana would piano a yard de pa. That is when you enjoy paying it. Obiya Juma ya no bet me then obet me atwato. Na sebi obi onya Juma no woje no to saying. Nobody in this country, and I want people to know this. I'm not for me yes I'm mistaken about. Obiya ni krom ha, nobody in this country will say he does not pay tax. Obiya etua tax e wo krom ha. Directly or indirectly. Obiya etua bi. Ma go de ye share taxes a ebia MPP for buy ya omode ato ye so and ye tua. Numerous taxes. Emre bi omode tax on Lazarus cars cry buy. Any ye be yi free ho. Because now people were complaining. People were paying around 1,000 to 2,500 based on the capacity of your engine. Tax e bi si da ene na omode ba. And now manfo anu ka santoma ye free ho. Magda the 50% increase in communication tax. 50% increase in communication tax. Some particular tax, no, and they are massive call by a dinner. And they auto data within seconds, Magari, Nasan. Even there are some offers beer, and then Obia will show me beer. People who normally use the phone, or pay internet, so there are some offers beer. MTN are introducing a one babunu. Now, the cost of data bundle now you use now a swati. And then because of this particular taxes into Yaisa offers in free, and then we auto straight bundle. And then auto straight bundle and offer biani. And then auto straight bundle within seconds. And then Ebinu use 50 Ghana series bundle in 2 days. 50 cities. Because of the increase in communication tax. Major and COVID-19. Enye go for buy you. Major COVID-19 enye go for buy. COVID-19 is a natural thing bi ababesi. But no so a ye tia COVID-19 levy. Ye sana tia COVID-19 levy. Ne tami sunu mu kura na enye mabebo sui. 5% financial sector clean-up recovery levy. Adeye ni asuba na dan kwa gufa don ni ken ofori atani ni ba omi aso munkogu banks. Majari, ye ni asuba muso munkogu banks. Banks a omakogu. Banks a omakogu so majari ye si ye ni embetua hoka. They say we should pay for it. Indi timam uye timamoni na uteme na ya. Banks no omagugu no. And then yaya ne home 5%.
Yes, sir. About the sober cannot go back.
You had an option. You had an option using a less cash to support the bank to stand. But you decided to go for the bigger one and collapse it. And then what woman for Juma and the bank manager be brena than butamen. A Juma and then a safe for people to do. They say and they say Uber. Now Uber no answer no better ka wuni mkabo. We didn't send the government. He had an option. Si obepe sika kakra bi edia secure banks no. But he opted for a dining with the devil. Si obefa sika emuson edia good banks. And he did that. And then what is akani nyina beto yeso se ye ntua. Majere nenda nchen e-levy. E-levy shall say with 1.5%. No, from 100 cedis de ko. And obetua e-levy. And then the nyansa kwan so sa de aba 1% across all thresholds. Na tell say 1 cedi kura wutua e-levy. And the sika wo send bia wutua e-levy. Abanya age taxes kwama he is engaging in double taxation because who koji sika wo bank no yetew. Sabi yatua wo ka wo ya banjuma eni a wo koji sika yetew. Wo sa kwakọ senia mo wa bere wo akura na sene yesa tew. E-levy no double taxation kwa. And then 20 pesos energy sector recovery levy. And also every liter of diesel any petrol so yetua 10% sanitation 10 pesos sanitation levy 10 pesos sanitation levy and also your levy bi obi atwa your friend bola tax ba me na me tell bola tax say yetua tire nyina me don kra kroma ye fi aye fi kura sene bola so nkasa fi an kroma ye magderi with all this bola tax ye hu aduma tax na ye. And then 18 pesos. And also ewo LPG so. Gas na yeto. 18 pesos said that's why no so ye tax a to gas we den utia. No so ye energy sector recovery levy na. Imagine I can go on and mention the number of taxes abayi dia to the ordinary Ghanaians so. Some are indirect. It will be a to be ano utua tax. Anything you buy, you swear you have to say tax at home. There have been numerous taxes that have been putting on the ordinary Ghanaian. Ghanaian asebi no profit ye kumabi. And then look at the number of people that have been relegated to poverty. Taxes nanke de ya de pank here. Taxes
no enough.
There no what the taxes in here. And there what the taxes in here say. President Akufo-Addo akwacha no janko pobo. So pesi o si fie mana no mbetu ntina Ghana. Na fie ya yesi ya hu si. Na sika ne difa hu. National Cathedral. Sika ne difa hu ya tu ntokura si woni di sika fa hu magdere.
Why na diska?
Oh. Ade magdere wonte.
Say obi a discount.
Trustees for your more board so amanfo kitandi mienu.
Na
nipa ba ku kitandi mienu.
Odia ko diskabi.
Ewo ho.
Obi a diskabi because na say no aye political parties a woman ni reps ewo Ghana Rachel Bejofi. Omo ko ho. Ekoji nchiremu mo submit all the necessary documents. And the mount. Which of the documents in HS?
Document okay, magara dia hin wo document be no wo.
Oh, document.
Question.
More documents in the
document be no wo.
And I say me what documents in the ha.
See, money have not been paid.
Cathedral.
See, money have not been paid for the construction of National Cathedral.
$339 million. And
Akum.
Yeah.
And you want to kwa.
Obi a discard.
And this kind of way.
Me hu nyina so no awode kasa.
And this kind of way dan no way. Majari, ya tu ntokro.
Na sika na ebetima se dan na wi. Ebetima se wi an.
Mark.
What's up bisa se dan na we na sika na we.
And na me bisa inti ntokro na ya tu keke na ye 300 na you know. And over $300 million no. Majari. Ntokro na ya tu keke, foundation na ya tu keke. No buono. Ne ye nyoma okrom ha o. Ye hu nyoma pa o mark. Ti ya tu ntokro keke. Wa kwacha onyame bo because what we were told na say they will not even tax Ghanaians and they will not even put their hand in public office. No more see dino. No more donations. Na man for no more akwa akwa see dino. It ended up say you be bubu judge for dying. Near bubu scholarship secretariat na there. Near the wasi. Still, your mom was say your mom will be asking fancy. You came back and place your hand in the nation's coffers. And you think say 300 over $300 million can only dig foundation in this country. Majeri, over $300 million. Yeah, the two dokro keke. And then nothing.
Okay.
Are there taxes siyasa timi aye? NSA. Your presidential jet for 900 na. Sabi omampeni kufasha no soro ne tintin na height at the atono. His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo say, "Ono what na subject na ne nankom. Ne nankom. Samsuna o use your jet na wonya baby nya den enware relax. Enti waja no ato and all the $1 million esa ja kwakọ han a private jet. Ni e dey taxes na ye no. Enti say wutin san we bia. How will you feel free to pay tax? Enye IMF for na be ya dawroma. Ana say IMF for conditionalities ni bi e na be sizi ebi mu okrom ha and can dem man for that so easy private jet. And can be seen 10 people will still be using private jet in this town. She obi ti so man peniku for Majeri. Ya hwe ne tintin. Nanka za hwe ne tintin. E dia kwoto jet e dia ma presidency. Na Oman Peniku for His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Si ono te na sa jet no ma ono ne nan nkom. Na Oman Peniku for ne. Oman Peni Nanado gina ho a.
Ese Nanado nka say jet no.
And was that not the explanation they were giving? Some people were saying, see, when he sits in the jet, he won't mean tension. And I'm saying, say, look at the height of Kufo. Look at the height of Oman Peni Kufo. Compare that to Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Even at that time, I also high jet for front, Majeri. Not to the problem you see here, no. Liberia president. He was using ours. Show upon we are nothing. Ronaldo. Compare them. Ronaldo there. Yet me do sit man into. So these are the problems. Nobody is against taxes. Majeri. But what the taxes do, no, that is the most important thing. Near the taxes in here. And who ne here? Look at the amount of money that have been shared between MPP faithfuls throughout COVID-19 period. COVID-19 has been a blessing, Majeri. It has been a blessing to Ghana even than what we think.
I did best stop your production.
It has been a blessing. You go and check. Go check revenues. Even targeted revenues require SCD. In those years, COVID-19 period, no. Targeted revenues require SCD.
And you know,
oh, what are you?
And you know, GRA nye a buying revenue bill. Say GRA castle we're exceeding the target. That doesn't mean a buying car.
No, say GRA exceeding the target.
David. I'm on kind of year, most situating a year. Because GRA or ye a Fabia or JJ2 at the ma buying. Now ye can government revenue and Kasana and ye GRA. Yes, and ye GRA. You should know. And ye GRA.
Say ye GRA pa.
Yeah.
At least GRA revenue, no.
GRA for no Makaso
exceed your target.
It doesn't mean the government has exceeded the target.
But the government have not said they have not
exceeded the target. Revenue free baby, but now I buy me to me do the target. No.
The government said they have exceeded they have not exceeded their target.
It's in the budget of which we are so him say. I buy no.
Have said they have not beat their target. What we know is that GRA have beat a target and even exceeded the target. Sometime at COVID-19, Nikruma, GRA didn't meet the target. But things were not this hard. the truth of the matter, I say, Magderi. Sa target na, sebi, sa sikano tuana ya tuya at the time of COVID-19. Any emwa yanya, ye papa no mo, or say kwame despite lose your mouth boy. Ye want penny for Krumo Matutu Sika, and ya good fat Muslim from what country no. And then Nanchen, Sika, I World Bank Amaye, and no ho. There have been so many amount of money amount for the Abua. Sabi, ye bet media. I manage the economy, even on my account to crown, on my TSSC. Sika Engina was around 30 billion. No more you see amount of 12 billion. And no more the share COVID-19 somehow. Now 80 billion, no more the budget support. Majari, only 18 billion budget support. So why should we be in this hardship? Say the 18 billion budget supporter. Obi odi intro no say na dance ni wa bruchiri. Be ma dance ni o no dey region higher wa vice chairperson MPP. O no dey region higher. She was heard on tape. Say ono as vice chairperson COVID-19 sika no. Wo jam sika dada na 500 million Ghana cedis. Sika dada no. O say no onya 500 million Ghana cedis. No o say
was it 500 million Ghana cedis?
Oh, sorry.
And 500 million. O say 100,000.
Meba. 1 billion. Me say sika dada no. Sika dada no 500 million. Sa na me kan ye.
500 million.
500 million.
That's 50,000.
Yeah, that's 50,000. The make no. Me say sika dada no 500 million as a vice chairperson. And as an MP for a particular constituency, was another 500 million sika dada no. Me kana ye kese na man for hu sika na me de no. Once we can 500 fufuru ya man for nche dan tia asiesa.
Amavo dada de a man pen dada ko for change.
And because amavo ndi wo kire ne kese mu a, wo kire ne sa ye de dada mu a he. Into ono kwa nyamu sika dada no 1 billion. Nipa bakuo. Na utie audio na Magdari okoso kan ye say secretary so nya say 200 million. We so nya say obobo post bia ni sika wanya. Which means say MPP sat down. COVID-19 revenues na ya generate nyina no. Eno sika tu mu chiche mo police from police stations executives. Chiche mo police stations executives. Constituency executive.
Okay.
Sa regional executive. Bedru national executive so. But this was what the taxes were used for. This was what the taxes were used for. Among for Chesika di Wokruma. But that is what we are saying. Say baby Ghana ko duru. Yen hia sebe. Obi te seba o mi amechire story bia o because he is in the hem of affairs already. Ne hia na say why na say. Onko pe measures bi no onya juma no onya promises na onam ya na say o pe blue economy. E dey no. And they say what is what we blue economy.
But Obi so beka say Dr. Bawumia be president that. NDC for JDM be president da kra no. You prefer say more than be.
Magari one just asem no. Munja mom sanka asem no kra bi. That's the last kra mom sanka. You remember vividly. Omampeni ku form omampeni Nana do dan Kwaku Fado. E Mount Plus. Asem no ka fa Bawumia ho. What's one nim dey? One nim economics. It was not because of the economy. Wasn't that what he said? What been in Obia? It was not based on the economy. Anything you hadn't buy here. Anything you hadn't buy here. Omampeni Akufado. Videos no ho. Opa ye memo ya bo.
Okay.
Omampeni Akufado can say anything on the naba. No about be Felice say I was asking some of them. Edru baby just after election cry, he mounted the podium and mentioned a thing. Say Sayan Kronfo say ye ba be sika samoso.
The economic management.
And the team now go.
But Soprano ja wa bon.
Serious.
Oh, now I'm born. That is what I'm saying. Say all some promises for fra. If you are giving new promises, master, you are disturbing us. Oh, higher, no, you are just disturbing the space and wasting graphic front pages. Who wasting from Yanfantura the Panam Kolanyan kind? Bull economy na dia. No, what we need now, let's say, ye pobia sabi why you be paying. Ye pobia, what me a solving problem at the Ghana. And Brenna, when Ghana had energy crisis, we have somebody who stood and took responsibility and say, doom so, even though enya kuri ananya masa, ananya belika kula mafafin of the aba Accra. But because say, ena membre su na jin samunti majari, Me as the president of Ghana, me solve it, and you even remember the number of ministers we need to change before we solve this problem. So when we are encountering such situation again at the side of the economy, we need someone with that expertise, someone with that experience. Obia what me standing pressure. You go to a point where people were attacking His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in person, leaving the economy. They were attacking him in person, leaving the economy, but he stood and solved the problem. This is the type of person we want.
Okay.
When and then Majari, what in some day was adding them. And it was a 24-hour economy. And you had the full now we're 2020 manifesto. But as a worker, she had to use the phone, Nani ya.
No, man, 2 years when that wasn't the first time.
No, Obosu, but me person me can be a sebe aje someone say I bet that front as an any can once be. As a man at TUC, General Secretary Nakai. Was it this particular policy is the game changer? But Jerry, and it is true. It is a game changer. I will not deny the fact. See, some sectors in our economy are already running 24 hours. And I won't deny that. It is true. Okay. But then make us watch. But Sebi, that particular 24-hour economy, no, our main target will be the private sector. But that does not also move away from it. Say, government sector now, Sebi, more capacity in doing and now engaging in that particular 24-hour economy. Almost some places like the passport office. And then will be our passport, no. Line. Because of only daytime work in it. Was selling line, Santi want me and then make us asking will be too. See, I was running 24 hours. And that's a line, no, a two betra. Magari and then number one at the employment and at the bar. Until we baboon, what was school was certificate that when you do my nye. And then I'm to another madam for friend from Kumasi, a friend of Tony. Was it I said the area school first class near Kita, second class near Kita. Baby put your application number winning. Was it baby put the application number come Magari winning? It is a semi Abasia, John Mahama see what the 24-hour economy ban. I asked some day the man babuna said your mother Mukita certificate with him. Number one at employment in the bar. Men fan see NIT FM ha, Nipa system na ya Jumawa ha. Now we be running day and night 24 hours ha. Mudi system beka huna ye 120. And at least even if we can't deal with it, unemployment situation or no krana, e better to say who high sense. E better to say unemployment rate no who. Imagine productivity be kosoro automatically. E yade a wo hwe 24-hour economy no mu a ye be legal framework bi a sebi ebe boa the way ye be sia tua adwuma ye foka obi a okwa adwuma na adwo no ne incentives no will look somehow special ene be ma manfo bebere na ani agya na adwuma no ho ene na nchen companies on be register under this particular 24-hour economy no Magari. There will be some sort of tax exemptions. It is a tax exemption number who ya juma day who produce it in daytime. Now who produce it in night. Now we shall say mutual lesser tax in the night, Magari. Mutual lesser tax in the night. You want to produce more in the night. Magari, they make answer what you say. You want to produce more in the night. And no superman na judge man then akosro. And then we are going to provide security 24/7. It is say you provide security no. Afedi aduma saba baby ba no security service. And then me find say police for be 3,000 e wo krom ha. There be 2 badges be ka ho. Which will rise around 9,000. It will increase automatically. Soldier for be increase.
Okay.
Migration for be increase.
Essential services and there's some running 24/7. And I make 24 hours. Almost running.
But check here. Number of people almost night in here lesser than one could day. But they make what you say. But because of the 24-hour economy, no, the companies in running. Wouldn't say then about 11:30 and I about 10:30. Krana major restaurants will come hanging out close because of security reasons. What I say by 10:30, na be now close because of security reasons. But the security are tight. Na be e koswa na companies ni ya adwuma. Majari, amanfo wadwuma mu omo to omo secretariat no mo hwe TV etie ni TFM a menya so si ni TFM bepon even 12 o'clock am kura obey political show obey political show obi unya kura obi beba ebe run sa shift no anajo the same another Majari number 2 inti adwuma e na ede ba
all right
e the implement e the implement ba medicine no
yeah
Majari se wo ye Ghana ni na utie me nan a the 24-hour economy na his excellency Jodomani de bano. Sabi eyadepa. Let's put aside MPP, NDC, CPP, whatever. Let's support this particular idea. That is why the TUC secretary can say the bank a game changer, Majari. It is the game changer. It is going to change a lot of things. It is even going to help boost the economy. Most of the time, it say, and I want to tell you, say, even though before party in 24, any therefore any stakeholders now involved in this particular design of this 24-hour economy no edi omo blueprint be ba no we have a lot of money in the system mismanagement na ma say am from kan kure mismanagement na ma from kan kure mismanagement sikaya banyanya in the history of this country nana sikaya banyanya ababi anya skasa da. It is so if we have this sort of amount of money in the system, why can't we run this particular thing? At the end, so I run more revenue. A more revenue, beba. So far as the nipa ya juma ya juma tax there, and yet then ya juma no kwa nebe koso. Kwa nebe koso. Iti mark. Yadia sebi. I was we Ghana ni divide of party. MPP, NDC, or whatsoever. I was saying, Fanton Chain. Che, Jomama or Yebida. Them port. First, on 530. 530 pepe no one. But expansion now, Jomama de buy, and my man don't more than 24/7. And now, what Takra, they are 530 no more. Takra the port. 530. But Oko, them porter. MPS now, Jomama, and run it 24/7. Inti why be paying? Ghana gas, Jomama na ye, run 24/7. Why be paying? Oko terminal even though yadia mama so mo run it but we should design any lighting system na wo a bomb mo mutimi run 24/7. Me so oko terminal 3 a this ankwa unu say about 12. At this time Majari unhu say about 12. Unhu say about 12. And then oko Ridge Hospital 24/7 John Mahama na ye Lego Medical Center 24/7 John Mahama na ye kede tia na so mutu market mu ntinti anka no kura o met me ana 24/7 market or night market bit me akoso John Mahama na ye itu obi a waye bi pen obi a waye bi da e tire wo se obeya you must not doubt that person Majari you must not doubt that person obetimi aye ama na aburo so manya bobo infrastructure bia e tire se John Mahama na aye eninti obetimi run 24-hour economy.
Na hospitals and run it 24/7.
Oh, that is why I made it clear when I started statement. Even though some part of the economy is already running, no. Even though some part of the economy is already running, no, we will make it more effective. But don't forget, see, doctors and nurses are almost night, no, are lesser than people who go in the day. It is running 24-hour shift now, and Nebema yedi more doctors in the nurses account. And now nobody at India say, Oma mobile hospital aviano, Omo doctors send Omo na John say, massa. I didn't tell Ban say, you're running 24 hours shift economy. Internal hunesa. Say started, not say anadu dianusu very active. A month for Omo yari in na but said Omodiba day. They will bring it like the way they bring it in daytime. And that is what I'm talking about. Even though some of the sectors are running it already, we are not denying that fact. Some sectors need to be running that, but we are coming to make it more effective. And then I say, our main target will be what? Will be the private sector. But that notwithstanding, other government sectors have more capacity to run this particular program. We also do. May the passport office become my example, but I'm my example back driving. I use a friend DVLA, bet me run 24/7.
But obi so betro say ene sepsesi ya meti hwe me pese me book ya na me register for my passport. I can easily do it online. DBL, for instance, ebia activity ni bo online, you apply. Na we book date na wako take a photograph. So they say it is your digitization or digitalization agenda. And on activate 24-hour no to some level ana.
Well, Mark, that's for the question. Please, Mark, let's not elevate mediocrity. With due respect to everybody, concerned in this conversation, let's not elevate mediocrity. So, so-called digitalization, Vice President, it is nothing extraordinary. In fact, Nananka, what did they expect Ghana to be doing at this time? So, no to me, yes, yet me passport or internet. So now, if you say a revolutionary, that means you underestimate Ghanaians, and you don't think say you bet me I be papa be, because at this 2023 na your passport or internet as well. What is extraordinary about it? President. Yeah, there's such a statement, no. And I say if that is why somebody should become president, then the position is mediocre. With due respect. So it's Majari say be your passport and your DVLO apply. I mean, please, these things have been around since the 2008 money ade.
Okay, maybe mame kwa amano so. Yene eye mrashe bedwani MPP mrashe bedwani a owo Manson Kwanta na oye tax expert. Enweche no ye kan sikasem tutu so abemu Honorable George Kwabena Obintechi ewa homa no so. Yembisa no quickly elfa eto honsensem no. Honorable Machi kafro majo. Eti voje osopa eja ye bomo ni show ni esan betinema nwumre se na aye anopa. Okay. Edi kan kwa yese ochina finance minister oba bejina omampania na emu no de eye budget statement na ba betu yenim. But ya de asoto to forma ase eto ofufuro bi ba beba o. Finance minister hwe anim se obe raise 11 billion Ghana cedis by the year 2024 says South financial year nebeko. This time a year woman say ko ba say to afufuro bi ba implications na anything.
Yo me da shimiya ne me di kan te for me that so opinion ya na ya mama mfu in shabi ewo amamuo ne ntotoye na nkuru se e ka to what ma ne o se di na ne di kan se o mari ya man phobia ne me dia ina edi ni ehyehyɛ yɛhyɛ yɛni pe ni edi na ho bonti ɛni yi aban ɛde mraman to ni so na me kai ba de mo bonti kan te wona no edi afata sɛ o mu bi afata eti bi ba yire utu ba yire wuli ofudie ba eti ko mo ɔtena nsa na wo da yɛ de akotom ansa na wodi a friend application tabele ko na onye papa ansana wo tsafu that's the mistake again the president be empa na se yankwanta se ye ya die ewo se ye gitode emma ne hwe so tina yiza ko se to se mo ye adwuma bia mo ye mu tibutu akasa fa mpoto implication ne se o mana ni to fata o mana ntimi and ye any account call is a talk. And the Bilbian I have told anymore. I guess how is he enough. There's some amount of people. Name a two baby. Who say, yes, it be the in that abundance. And then the beer, a friend in that ever. It's so maybe and try didn't work double and I will not let you. If a business in Tia, near Calce, that TDC channels near me in Puma, and I think that I added the idea of by say, a toll wine. Is a combustion. A 12 year where you will get the Patama balance, and then I will give me a penny on Zombie for the attack. And I'm expecting to say, in Africa, there will be a yet 12 years, there will be a that attack, and a bell of that. A bus to what I say. and my number would be the wow, you're all in ready in different consumption or finger tax. To what big deal, Yano, in the best way, the fellow could let's say, and then say, yes, 2 years, my young people, the top of the video. Maybe I want to have not the question that the grand that is here, the commission, many years are 8 years unknown, and now this one appears more. I didn't do that on 2 years more. The much I can say, who could and the balance time of what the two side as a take. Like I say, wow, would you want and now, Upia. Like I say, I'm not the gentleman who know if you visit externality. 2001 year old, and won't take would just out. Your friend is there, the polluter is. Why wouldn't somebody be about inside you on Nokia? And the question is, ye water to be intimate to you. Near me in the person. The compassion, ye can pass it about the more a better section. Maybe I need beer and hope a woman's money with a square and phone on one of the home. To me and Chibu, Umiakwela has no problem. A simple new ground. Yes, I said a bank customer, a economism, and near my won't be an exemption. A bosom. I dear friend say, young Chiama, a efficient. Near say yet for yet on the boy person again. In Yanasa, there's a company say, we remove with that practice. No copy before and more. There may be a copy before the minimum. And by yet a poor near a more being who is on 1 year, young you my name to the Australian deputy, and Nesa, and the mental issue cause of a copy. The beer above a say, the bizarre, or make for be alcohol. You need be a standard. You mention so, you a man goes at it, a totally before. A brave or technology that in fact technology air or in soon as well or Mabia. Is all young people. I shall must have them. A technology deep and who's on the best one. The all young people or young the watching and near the one or brave to be autonomous. No, sir, and the million in that Emma, what would you want for one? I never walk upon you. If you be I believe now, also the body, and the total to stay indirectly. What would people society know? Who put environment? Who knows who fear? The one who said they won't have more. When I won't for a man, I hear nothing but one number. They get the one who and
okay. Now, ye bisasa osha the business community. One more crown no made bomb me dwadifuo. Almost all the groups, associations in United complain say aban hwe no nyi atuo bi mfan firi eye eno amane so. Na say so IMF crown so hwe yanim say yenso ye betimi a generative funds enough. Na ni nyina yetimi demonstrate ya hoden say yensa beka yesika bosi ayakwa body afiri omohoi. De na ye be ye de afa ho aban ba be hwe adwadifuo e dia wo nyina almost wo nyina kan ebetwe na eto fufuro bi akwa akoba na se ontimi nyi to bi mfamfiri ho ana se de
Minia eduwe bi aya na respecta enja tino so sink yes bi yem bi nta me memba blam de mu meka eto hot wa bi de o men bi ya to enko enimu ne ebasa na o mamuske na di abanfo abaske effect and to public expenditure, I have fine public goods. Is who custom the hospital and then by la hospital about ministry who is the dimisha appropriation yedema apply more audience number of home and sana about any year challenge the bomb people fantastic bit and it's tax avoidance sana mo ina wamma for twa also travel for my BM is a banning yeah, starting home and 1 month and company. That does mean you come up for Mutuanko, a good mabine. Yeah, customers have ever sent you over the air and you track for any place. So, Bumper sending over parents has been tracked to. A bouncing about your agent. That's could be an American one. Who also know your agent about also, yeah. etrodema aban mo ni hwo saa so mpo wa ba mo agent ema aban se oto to ye nyina ye agent mo ma no ye ne ka mo dey by contemplation of the law emra bin yati o maybe we ni panel on kata and they have as a person completely a person he say emra gira plan and to manage the plan and ye ni o mo ye ni mo ma ni abawo ni pa ni agent mo aba ai o ma no wosu to mani mu a wo be bi da ku agent ba it say obu a be no we sika o no be wo threat no one ke da kata obo ba no ko wo so is kuma wo ku be da o pa je ba wo bo ba no ko and in so ka ko mo de ma no e bo ya me ko no ri fie no o ka che one be yi eli o mu cha ka o mu so bo ma no ko nti obi no abem we bo ma no ko ka say in du cha to o no so bo o ma no ko ni yen ka no e ma mra nya aduma nti obi abem no so bi bizali am o pa no da bi and nti so bi gani no ka sa to kula ampa ne mo de wo ni wo se so you ma ye die no ne o se yi ma aban ko projem ke ne sa bibire bin ka so na bibire ni yo oko portrait digitalization emwa ma yo ya fa chire contract e ba de kan de engina I pro man nya wo tia tension ye do tia ne ne ma no enye no ba gine pata wo tia be mo so de ma mi pale we engina ye ku o man before say ye to je no en fakram en kan ka cho say ti ye ko na se akatua wunya adwuma wo ye en fa so e ba no so un twa de pata o man ho e chire no and the environment they also problem to be requested in that system to bushia obi ye be mo say for those area ye dinu kwa me hu obi e ne so pata so ka ka ye ka be so aye ne ye ke hu e bo mu ko no e ti aba bo mu ya enye no ko aba mu ta amfa nge so ti agent e mo ma no o du bo ko de ye ni e fu e mo ye it best to me mo ti le reste ye ka to mo me ti e appropriation of economic view because economic view say uduma dia wudie nyina no nye mo fa so na ti je ku e uduma dia wudie nyina ne wutu bia dia aboa ntra en kwese da for so mu bia ntimu edu o yo mu bia no is also only profit with ya eto a na so onye profit eto na bia na dia wudie na ya ho bi da ne ko mare mo e di na ye fa egotua that
yeah
what I say
okay
and since to know e was saying you say ya property portion of our commercial activity because the area no externalities and was also buying or bank to say what should be that was one to be beyond and possible in chair that was how we to lose one more social kaka but we are mammy and now once you can never go and you are oh papa according to one chapter also in the problem then you want your problem why is it and see the bank time I put you in that more that's the problem we are facing in our part of the world.
okay na aya instances in so a ye hunu say ye to ye tue ye nim kra ye nim audit reports akodo a na eba betodwa na wo hwe ba bia sika yi bi enwunu fa eti say aban no for so ana aban no insist so man bapa say yetibi tua ye to ana ye o mamu for citizen say yetu ye to na oban ne de chi na oman no that's yesu ye ya famudie na afi ye mu say sika ne bi ne na masebu akwan a and they basically na encourage others na wometumetua
and then ka show says who are them now see who physically who ye agent who book me and you should go tell them say when you in the mean chat or those who for say you know or you but and the woman here yeah auditor they can offer and give it to say auditor and your control internal control and they say and no say yet a man na o say everything yes if you can go to about and now we pay you and trouble talk about the no we say and the same compliance no the udi na so wa adiko no abagma demo when so and the who say the can be what ko say ko to ya o ko to body and just get go to body no anya ma ni wo go to ya and no nti se wo ya atosu mi bien ka we go to we say o sen kuma asu bentin ko do anabna odi kan entire se ade we ya o sen jora ko mo bi okoto un ba fra ko or the government also I got to one final staff for let's say no I'm fucking and into different certifications they are you can't afford them. When you can get tired and you go a friend so let's start in practice now. No one more my more and back because we are. I had a movement there. Auditing is different from investigation. Auditing is control. Investigation, HSA, there's a certain flaw. And it was an investigation. In the government say, a feature audit report, a 70% fraud of the year. How much can come for investigation? Name your ordinary kind of open budget. Anything in a year, be a young government. Name in fact, you may even go to the way we and we also put one person and I watch animal we go to go out. The majority of those reports are in fact since a year a quite as a young person in the name of fraud. Mean coming always had no say. Yan I could say. I in fact say reported there. Don't take Nina because we are. Ubukum one percent of power. Then and to when you know you could tell them they have had. Name so almost for that cost. And it's the communication. But you just had need. And the auditor here, let's like I say, we won't change. Main cancer on the report, we work. Never can for say, inflation is in the year, 1 month in the Yanama, and you would be young, who chasing them with move the baby as you. Let's be careful and send down. Then you're on the that way, yeah, and the one is like I said, a man is the Name must any temple for and Yamia, and you are 1 year. People also need a tax and goldman, but you own chat, or a company, own chat. Then I want you about and a flaw. Yet for two, I'm an investigation. And what a problem. She's never not, yeah, you very taxes. Here, with China, then declare the right of hope and your problem.
Okay. All right. Honorable George Obintechi, you better send a Yankopon Yadomochina, Finance Minister, at the A statement about the 2 years. You better 2 be said 2 be nebeko, say before Frobin Ebebo. Now, what do I sort of form? Some of them more bemo. What do I sort of form? I was saying, a 2 be bound.
Oh, no, the mispersonal lady and 4 years. The Biametan wants them say, or mouth for me prepared to say, I believe. The bit of the from above. And then says, say, I want to issue. And the last point I'm making a 12 year, and yes, the say, I am running now for me a 12 year Mura issue, a ethical issue. So, Oboman, Command, and Yao, and the Kamura issue. Oh, we did Yao and do one more. And the woman Yawa also one and the evidence that happens. It means that the Oman not the poor as they are finding in the Japanese, naked the yellow, the more man who's Yao, the boy.
Okay. And then you bring your dances on your income. Nami Shrapa. Yane Manson Quanta Mrashebidjani. And can not share the University of Education winning by access not tax at 2 ounce and some our University of Education winning by Kumasi campus. Not only no, it didn't come on. Yeah. Now your brain answer on the Sakra.
It's coming, so kakre.
And my main family for Kakra.
Why not?
My main form. Okay, Bebana, my peckham of final comment. Your family 5 calls. Now, your fancy. Maybe Mario. Okay, you go enemy to Ochina, dear now, anymore, a year budget in a bebano.
Honorable Maggie, Mamma Moa Basso. No, for some way.
Obianwe, young go in him. I said, me bentem, betabaso.
Mamma Moa Basso, Namemo, Penny for more Honabasso. Honorable Maggie, Mestre, who said me deliver with Mecca, me Yamaka gate near the Adi. Na yaniama no boye den materials ne kosoro so ati ase nti ye besere omo ye hu bibi man because sia no makonta window ya me kwa yama no mi estimate ma estimate so waji ato obebo so mini won kan ho hwe so ati ase nti mesre se omo ma ne ma ntimi mra fom na ntimi nya makonta adwuma ma nam so nya kakra ni bi na mo otidie wo abagwe mo so se obetie Ghana fo so frɛ no ordinary ma tu onye ewura mahama osfor do wonti obi a woni wa nyame ni fidima
medanse ma me fa de odi wa majo
yes ya penny
yes ayeti o yanko
yo from a lesson to fit down so ma
okay
yo mesre tana amanfo obi e kan tax ni nyama de yesre kenofurata mo fa bi nweka ho na friend say coffee tax no onyi free ho kura na nyama bia emfata emma o man no yenyi free ho Ghana to da bi kura obo another country bi na yesre coffee consume di coffee tax ense adwuma be ne de ye wo oil o man oil sika na de ne de ye ntire say 5 years ago oil sika no when ye de aya ma o man na say obi amu akonta mo bia ene egum trasa woni nyam ja enya adwuma
medanse beba cho wo so memwajo ha
meso me jo so ha
yetio
ajani moni because every of anko beria yo emre bi atwam nanka adeki nanka ye kwakori di budget say ni ekoye ya na ni pansuru guli yem because ye komni abasi apabo di atutu ni emem sa lord fan ya tutum ense di am sedabre en kisa bi na minim tadi mo ka se china tax foforo bay yan chena china emra ni yan chansa ye bi am ye kan na nya no kure na akoka nwa se no akọ pepre no akonya yinto de yan hwe the tax foforo be sa ba bi ni yan hwe ade printi tax number and omo so omo die na ye wa asem bi ka wo ho a ya ka wo ho na je de a je ye wo fufuo ni no mo no esa enye de
Medase
odine bebi ne
yo ma me fa de odi wa ma joy
ma jadi am fa dia
yetio yanko
mark nyami sha papa ye listeners no so we program papa ye very papa if you say o gain ye listeners no ho ma ye benefit enti amen so bi ho bufu listeners bi wo ho a na ombakeka ensam wa emfata enti ye sra wa wadama tadi odun ye ho no uye program a me dru fi na ye program no me bie radio na me hu so wa me tia ko pema se meda ya me nshira o onu producer magari mba chaw we de me tia me papa ba ko pe but ya no English man from kwajo kranche eke ya abodwese but ya no munyango pon na eba no mu fo sengo hia no honorable mba chaw magari mas for me kan say me pa chaw nyango pon ya do mo kira budget na eba no mesrese budget die omampani ahwe bibia no atoto niama na te obedi hu ya o se ane mesrese mfacho ayi tax die on the tesura kra na dawroma omampani dawroma mama nkase mama mpacha se e bi on fa tax ma tax die uko brochire kra tax na die mpuntuduma wo brochire nyina o tinteso ogu kra na aje o tax ene die mpuntuduma na tax ne bi wo ho ane mo ram tax ni bi wo ho ane mu owuram papa eni na dama onhwe no cheche nema tadi omo trete omampani trete nema nema ekoyie no onhwe no trete nema ne tax e hunya no wo yie firi ho ne hunya no yie firi ho e hunya no de aba no timamufo so atiasie ne atwia no oman wo kuro mo pelolo kwan ne me kuro me pelolo kwan atwo tax ne di twia omampani baji ansa no wanya
medase mame fa last one majo
akontra mi refu ade baako mesra Ghana mampani ya sisi ya minister ya omo ti he omo tena ba mu ase onya reshuffle
yo
onya reshuffle because baako fo di dia kromu nye de onya reshuffle no mo so mo ti akire no we have the men your men no mo so mo form ni bia meboa
medase na na okay, hi, edit 100 na mo fa chem na 9:30 na bo. Say yes sorry. E wo dwumadi ne so. Ochina no panso. E be san ba be ginam. Okay, so brother.
Me can briefly say ohoti o. Vice President Bawumia sa ne rental na strategy.
Rental scheme no yeah.
Na ankusi baby.
E for the National Rental Assistance Scheme.
All smoke and mirrors. Tio. The atiani say or they was spending 13 million cedis, 785 591. Enipa 1,105. So we divide here. Ubi enya 12,475,065 pesos. So but so calculate nipa 30 million. Enipa ebo no percentage wise na 0.004. Oh, and how can this be a strategy? Papa, or this our strategy way by na den na yede o man no eshanensa. So now my brother was talking about a 24-hour economy. Se Ghana for mo person mu hu omo ye 24-hour economy a convention people's party for any yetimi ye 24-hour economy. Any strategies are me kan about housing a person uncompleted for no ye boa omo mu si omo dan wie no omo de because uncompleted na Akufo-Addo president ni fie next 2 houses kwana uncompleted.
Okay,
it's my journey manu see just one more sentence no. The American Ghana for ne say my journey now can say am me nka say bia MPP for no mabon. Enya atem didie na me didie o. I'm describing their performance. Omabon because the tia ne say majority wakwa akosua radio. Say the eti handle console na oti akire no. Ya do bet na console na na say wo no wawie ya ma certificate na untimi nya na nya bon no wabon na ye de.
Okay, me that say.
Na asia.
Okay. Hariaba, yetio.
Mezena Marjorie ka bibi about digitalization na de. O koye 24-hour economy no ma. When me say John Mahama just wonye dede about digitalization and by ban digitalization as be we campaign and kasa wum. Nti o koye 24-hour economy policy no ma. Wasa de ahye wo se oba we 3 billion investment. Edia private sector. Oh, my main case am den kire. 3 billion investment. What they private sector. I be leverage a 5G network. Any new innovations. Meba any new innovations beba. Baby to say data analysis. Number 2, cyber security. Artificial intelligence, e-governance, and a data protection. Sanyoma way ya there be ma over 10,000 youths jobs at the private sector. Inti Magderi, ya there, John Mahama no, onu wa ye bi pen. O can say about the digitalization infrastructure ukroma. On the about 1,000 kilometers of rural fiber network. Accra to Boko. On the ye about 300 kilometer radius metro fiber network within Accra any tema. John Mahama na ye ebano 4G net aya wadi aba and then ekati across and then baumia digina so dia transfer the ukrum ha no. John Mahama na this infrastructure ni na de ba here. It is a John Mahama so be ya ono John Mahama just wonye de wo. Sa digitalization but ebano digitalization infrastructure. His Excellency John Mahama. He is the best.
Okay. But that's same. But here for numeric had a bit to medini, Siberia Sedabema IK champion, be producer, Ojina Mechi. Namadia Sedama, Ayo Soprano Sylvester Sapon, Director of Communications at the Convention People's Party, and Harrison Abba, Odonson, a member of the year OT Regional Communication Bureau NDC. Na, Aya, Ora Bugiri na Abute Pono, at a committee no Motinazo Ra touching a committee no. Banyane tia say woma kwa akoye voting bi kra anema womo vote against the chairman's decision. A decision ben ya ochina no pa. Ena me say ochina no pa. Enti ochina no pa. Ochina no pa the details near the bebro. Be dey the Marjorie Sajo me dan say ochina me no be sure Ghana mo ntie so. Ya kwasi aboade na me channel manager Dr. Faradex na ono no ye executive producer fully supported by me general manager Kennedy Asante all say. Yes, sorry. That means now, on DJ Bosco or Bible Bond.